The school said boys will be boys. When a bully hurt my daughter, so I showed them what happens when fathers will be fathers. My daughter Zoe came home with a black eye last Tuesday. I was in my office when I heard her backpack drop. She walked past with her hair covering half her face. Zoe? That's when I saw the purple bruise around her left eye. After 20 minutes of gentle questions, she finally broke down. A boy named Dylan had been cornering her at lunch for 3 weeks, following her to her locker, trying to hold her hand. Last week he tried to kiss her behind the gym. Yesterday during lunch he cornered her again. When she said no, he punched her, right in front of the lunch monitors. I reached for my phone to call the police, but Zoe stopped me. Dad, the principal already handled it. They'd called her to the office, not Dylan. The principal, Mr. Grant, told Zoe that Dylan comes from a good family and probably doesn't know how to express his feelings. He suggested she'd been sending mixed signals and should be more understanding of how boys communicate at this age. He sent her back to class. No nurse, no ice pack, no call to me. Dylan got 1 day of lunch detention. I called the school immediately. Mr. Grant used the same line. Mr. Reed, boys will be boys. They're still learning. Dylan's father is a prominent member of our community, and I'm sure if we just give this time to blow over, my daughter has a black eye. I've been in education 20 years. Zoe wasn't seriously hurt, and I don't want to ruin a young man's future over one mistake. I hung up on him. That night, I couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m., I pulled out my laptop and started searching. Dylan's dad is Patrick Grant, same last name as the principal. He owns 3 car dealerships, 2 restaurants, and sits on the school board. He donated $50,000 to the school's new gym last year. Then I found a Facebook photo from last month, Dylan's birthday party. Right next to him, arm around his shoulder, was another kid I recognized from school pickup, the principal's son. They were best friends. Everything clicked. Dylan punched Zoe in front of witnesses, but the principal called her in, not him. He protected Dylan because if Dylan got real consequences, expelled, police involvement, someone would ask where the principal's kid was during all this, what he saw, why he didn't help. The next morning, I drove Zoe to school and parked across from the entrance. At 7:45, Dylan showed up with the principal's son beside him. They did that bro handshake, laughing like they'd gotten away with something. I pulled out my phone and called every local news station. I'd like to report a school principal covering up an assault to protect his son's friend. A boy punched a female student. The principal blamed her and gave him 1 day of detention. The attacker's father sits on the school board. I have photos and documentation. By noon, 3 news vans were in the parking lot. Reporters were asking Mr. Grant why he gave minimal punishment to a student who assaulted a classmate and whether his son's friendship with the attacker influenced his decision. Someone knocked on my car window. Dylan's dad, Patrick. His face was purple with rage. You're trying to ruin my son's life over kids being kids. I rolled my window down halfway. Your son gave my daughter a black eye. The principal covered it up to protect his own kid. Now everyone knows. I'll sue you for defamation, for harassment. I'll bury you in legal fees. Please do, I said calmly. Zoe's got photos with timestamps. I've got the school's response in writing. I've got witnesses who saw the assault. Go ahead and sue me. His jaw clenched. He wanted to say more, but the cameras were already turning toward us. He stormed off toward the school entrance, and the reporters caught every second. By Friday afternoon, Mr. Grant had resigned. The school board announced a full investigation into his handling of student safety complaints. Dylan was suspended pending review, and Patrick Grant pulled him out of school entirely to avoid the media attention. Zoe still has the black eye. It's turning yellow now as it heals. But yesterday, she came home with something I hadn't seen in weeks. A real smile. 3 girls came up to me today, she said. They said Dylan did stuff to them too. Grabbed them, cornered them, but they were too scared to tell anyone because of who his dad is. Now they're coming forward because of what you did. I hugged her tight. Sometimes being a father means knowing when boys will be boys isn't an answer. It's an excuse, and some excuses need to be exposed.